Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. Alright guys, tonight's content is epic. I'm telling you, I think that there's a rift in the Democratic Party around gun control. I think there's a disagreement in what they should do and what they should not do, and it's causing them problems in their biggest constituency areas. We're going to talk about it in depth, but this builds off of a video we did about a week and a half ago, focusing on Eric Adams. Now, if you're not aware, you can go watch the video first off, but this other thing is, Eric Adams is the new mayor of New York City. He's technically the mayoral candidate. He hadn't been elected yet, but he's a Democratic nominee, and Republicans don't win New York City, so let's just call him the new mayor. But anyway, he was sending out messages openly stating that the National Democratic policy of attacking rifles for gun control was the wrong move, and instead they should be talking about handguns and trafficking. Now that's a disparity in messaging, so we know that, and we actually said on this channel in that video, wait a minute, they're not in line, that's something. We're going to put a pin in that and keep watching it. Well, tonight, we're going to hit on even more disjointed nature between the Democrats on gun control because they're starting to show cracks. This is important. Let me know what you guys think in the comments field below. Let me know what you think of the articles that are linked in the description box. But let's get into it without much more ado. All right. So first of all, let's look at what Psaki said. Circle back Psaki from the White House. She dodged the question on whether Biden's gun violence plan is working. Okay, so this is just how she dances around it. But listen to what she said. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki, circle back, dodged a question about President Biden's gun violence prevention strategy Monday, saying the rising crime rates in big cities across the country shouldn't be expected to turn on a dime. So basically, we're buying time, it shouldn't happen immediately. Kind of a wishy-washy dodge, right? Listen to what happened in Chicago, and then there's a response from New York about the exact same day within 2 hours. This is important. Chicago police superintendent blames gun violence on courts releasing violent offenders. Not the guns, but the politics of Chicago. Releasing the criminal and violent offenders back into the streets causes more violence and crime. Not the guns? Okay, it must be wrong. Let's continue. This is from CNN. Chicago's police superintendent Monday blamed the court system for another spate of deadly weekend shootings in the city, saying judges are releasing violent offenders to Chicago's detriment. Okay, this is the top cop in Chicago. Let's keep going, it gets better. When a reporter asked what police could do differently to address shootings like these, Chicago Police Superintendent David Brown pointed to the courts at a news conference Monday. Ask the courts, why are you releasing violent people, dangerous people that Chicago police officers arrest and charge, back into these communities to create this environment of lawlessness that we're seeing here, Brown said. Okay, first of all, that is like earth-shattering. That's coming from the top cop in Chicago, saying, we're arresting these guys. The court system, the DA, Kim Foxx, very far left, are letting them back out on the streets and it's causing more lawlessness. That's huge. But New York can't be having that kind of this kind of dysfunction inside its gun control policies and new political policies. Listen to what came out of New York within about 2 hours. Listen to this. This speaks to the conflict that's happening inside the party. Bail reform isn't to blame for gun violence. Really? Okay. Let's hear that out a little bit. New York City is experiencing a political sea change during a critical inflection point in its history, talking about Eric Adams becoming mayor. In January, a new mayor, comptroller, and a majority of the city council will take the reins over the city's recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic during a period of rising gun violence. At the same time, rhetoric from across the political spectrum is stoking fear and misinformation instead of effective policy solutions that center the needs of New Yorkers most plagued by shootings and homicides. Now, what's important here is they said there is a problem. It's being plagued by shooting and homicides. But then they also kind of stabbed at anyone on the left and anyone on the right who disagrees with clearly what this is a far left agenda. At the same time, rhetoric from across the political spectrum is stoking fear and misinformation. So they're kind of attacking all sides. Listen to how they wrap this up, and this is where you see the rift really starting to show. In an interview with WNYC's Brian Brian, Eric Adams, New York City's Democratic mayoral nominee, opined that the city has become a place where lawlessness is the norm. Lawlessness is the norm. It's exactly what the superintendent in Chicago said, 2 hours apart. and further suggesting during a press conference with Governor Andrew Cuomo that bail reform has led to an increase in gun possession. Eric Adams is speaking to the actual political decisions of defund the police and no criminal consequences that have been put in place in far left bastions, Chicago and New York, and this article is defending those positions. If you look at what's happening, you've got Eric Adams, Democrat. You've got the superintendent of Chicago, who I could presume would lean left. I can't say because I haven't talked to the person, but I would presume left. Both of them are saying it's a culture of lawlessness. They're both saying the exact same word, and then you've got the New York, The New York Daily News coming out and completely defending the policies and rhetoric of the past and divisive nature. Do you see what's happening? You're going to start seeing the far left fight with the moderate left because the Democrats know they can't win if they go too far left on gun control. You've already experienced it pretty much across the board. They're having trouble with the ATF director, Chipman. They can't get any of their signature bills through the House or through the Senate because the House bills are too insanely far left. Nothing's happening because they are too far left and they're not moderate enough. Half the party sees it and half the party says go further left. We are seeing the beginnings of a left Democrat kind of moderate area civil war happening around gun control, around immigration, around policy, but we're going to focus on the gun control and we are going to follow this like a bloodhound because you and I, we're on the cutting edge of the Second Amendment and we are doing some work. Let me know what you guys think in the comments field below. Do you agree with me? Do you not? Am I imagining things again? I don't know. Let me know and I'll see you tomorrow.